So I remember in January I told you guys about John Federman. John Federman is the lieutenant governor who got voted out of his role in the ceremonial kind of thing of swearing in senators because the Republicans in Pennsylvania didn't want to, in the Pennsylvania Senate didn't want to seat the Democrat who beat their Republican colleague in the elections. And so he had this big viral moment. I talked about it. And so he's running. A couple weeks ago, he launched his run for lieutenant governor. Not lieutenant governor, for Senate. And I want to show you this video. And it's a really, really good video. Great ads. It shows his progress as a guy and from a mayor of Braddock, Pennsylvania to lieutenant governor today. And just the odds he had to beat to get to where he is now. And I just want to kind of go over why I think he'd be a great, great, great person to have. And I'm going to go over his issues and all of that. But first, I want to show you his ad. And then, we'll come and talk about it.
There's a lot of great towns in Pennsylvania that people living there feel like their best days were a generation ago or more. No one deserves to be abandoned. These communities deserve to be helped.
You are the mayor of Braddock, Pennsylvania, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Real estate prices have dropped 50%.
Correct.
The population has fallen from 20,000 to 3,000. You're encouraging people to move there, okay? All right, so I'm sold. But for people who don't get it, sell us on Braddock.
I came to Braddock, 20 years ago because I wanted to work and fight against the inequality that I saw raging in this country. Braddock was a marginalized, wholly abandoned community. But that's exactly where I wanted to spend my career.
Fetterman wears Braddock on his sleeves, the zip code tattooed on one arm, the dates of murders on the other.
The things that I learned, in Braddock is that every place matters. No place deserves to be written off. These places across Pennsylvania feel left behind. They don't feel part of the conversation. That's why Donald Trump went to these small counties and held these big rallies. We cannot afford to take any vote for granted. We cannot afford to take any place for granted. Whether we're in a place like Braddock or a place like Emporium in Cameron County, the smallest county in Pennsylvania. Talk is cheap, but for the last 20 years, I've been working to represent, rebuild, and to advance in these places.
As the community marks an important 5-year milestone, people are really starting to have hope.
Tomorrow will represent the 5th anniversary without a homicide in town.
U.S. Steel plans to invest $1 billion in its Mon Valley works and make them the most environmentally friendly in America.
History was made in the Democratic primary for lieutenant governor.
John Federman won the 5-way race among Democrats.
He's a different kind of character, I'll tell you.
Yeah, well, that Western Pennsylvania registered Democrat, but voted for Trump. Fetterman can get a lot of those votes.
We don't have to agree on everything, but I will always tell you what I believe is the truth. I'm going to fight not for one part of Pennsylvania, not for one party of Pennsylvania, but for one Pennsylvania, just the way I did as mayor, just the way I'm doing as lieutenant governor, and just the way I would as your next U.S. senator.
So I love that ad. So here's what I love. Number one, I love his honesty. His honesty of, like, dude, I voted for Trump for an obvious reason. And, no, it's not because, he's a racist and a sexist and a misogynist and a feminist hater. And I get it. The majority of Trump supporters are. But there are people, and I talk about it, especially the 8, 9, I think it was from 9 to 11 million Obama supporters who went for Trump. They voted Obama twice and they went for the Republican in 2016. There are people who were misled by Trump, but who were being left behind by Obama and the rest of the Democrats and Hillary, where Trump was running to the left. He was saying, I want to fix our trade deals. Our trade deals are a disaster. Look at Michigan. Many families are moving. Plenty of families are displaced. Plants are closing. I'm going to bring the jobs back. I'm going to go after big pharma. I'm going to rein them in. I'm going to rein in Wall Street. I'm going to do all. He lied Every one of us in 2016 knew he was lying. But there are people who were so desperate that they were like, hey, this guy is saying what I want to hear. And then when Hillary said we're going to put coal out of business and didn't have a plan to say, but I'm going to give people jobs by green energy. No, she didn't have that. Hillary was so smug. And so, I mean, we know that. So he voted for Trump because he thought there was a change. And to him, I would rebut him by going, you're going to take a fake billionaire who does have money, he is wealthy, and who's gotten by with just banks giving him billions of dollars and going bankrupt 38 times on purpose because he doesn't know how to manage himself out of a wet paper bag. You're going to trust him? But anyway, at least he's being honest there. And I love how, look, he went on Stephen Colbert and he's like, well, real estate prices fell 50%. It's been down for 20 years. Steel plants left. It's just a horrible place. Murders, kind of coal factories gone. Just everything's gone. Like just everything, high crime rates, everything. And I love what he says, how he's like, I'm here for the people. There are people who've been left behind here, even the smallest county in Pennsylvania. And Braddock is just one of them where it was a steel town and then people left. And he came and instead of favoring the rich, which has been done for over 20 to 30 years, he said, I'm going to go in and I'm going to favor the middle class, the people, the working class here in this county. And I'm going to create jobs. And now you have steel plants going back. You've got technology going in there. And you've got people who are saying, I'm going to make it environmentally friendly. And it's just because he's a progressive. And if he could take Braddock from what it was before to now, and now it's one of the places that people want to live, people want to work, people want to go and create families, and people want to live there, and make their lives there. I mean, that it has a lot to say with his character and what he believes. So what does he believe in? He believes in free college. He believes in Medicare for all. He believes in Green New Deal, which, by the way, would create 20 million new jobs, not like Joe Biden's measly ass 10 million jobs. He believes, of course, Medicare for all, which would save us $3 to $5 trillion, according to the Koch brothers' own study. Instead of 46 trillion, it would be $32 trillion. He believes in canceling student debt, canceling medical debt, capping interest rates. He believes in criminal justice reform, and not just the little measly steps. No. Ending the racist criminal justice system, ending private prison use, and not just the measly ass step, incremental step that Joe Biden took of Justice Department contracts. Like, no, the whole ICE detention centers, everybody, we're going to end private prison use in this country. He believes in all of those progressive ideas that we love about Bernie, although I don't know if he's even progressive anymore. And, because confirming near attendance is going to be the final nail in the coffin for me. And he's going to do it. But that's the thing, is that he believes in these things. He is a progressive. Being honest here, I think he should run as an independent. I think he should run third party. Because, yes, he won in a 5-way race in that primary to become lieutenant governor, the Democrat to become lieutenant governor. But we need a third party in this country. But here's my problem that I see here. Yes, it was a brilliant ad. It was fantastic. It was talking about his growth as a person. It was talking about how, he picked Braddock up from the ashes and from the ruins and picked it up and made it the city that it is today. And that he's a lieutenant governor and he's 6'8", freaking tall ass son of a gun. But I'm just worried because I feel that he's going to be on the issues 98% of the time, 99% of the time, possibly 100. But he's going to be a sellout like AOC and the rest of them, a corporate sellout where, he may not take the money, right? Yeah, that's true. But he's going to sell us out by, let's say, for some reason, the Senate Democrats have leverage and progressives have leverage to forgive student debt or whatever, right? Like, I don't know if he's going to say, well, we need to force the vote. I don't know that he's going to do that. I really don't. So, but either way, we can talk about that as the race goes on. I just wanted to share that with you guys. And great ad. and great on the issues. We'll see what kind of senator he'll be, and we'll see how the race turns out, for sure.